Hey Raindrops, before we get into this episode, I want to invite you to join my community, my YouTube community, honey, of subscribers. So please make sure to subscribe to this channel. I love when y'all comment on my posts and my videos about all of my stars hopping on Reality with the King to share their lives. I cannot thank y'all enough, so make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Hey Raindrops, we're back. Was that an angel? Did y'all see that? It was like a light. Was that just me? Baby, the reality gods are singing. I am so thrilled to do this episode solo because we are going to talk about the season 16 premiere of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I wanted to do this episode alone because let's have a real conversation. The Real Housewives of Atlanta will always hold a very special place in my heart. It's the first reality show I produced. You guys know the history. I don't need to run down my resume. Okay? Not resume, baby, my resume, because it's still ongoing. Yes! Okay. But no, we gotta be serious here. So check this out. This season premiere of The Real Housewives of Atlanta was so anticipated. And the reason why it was so anticipated is because of two things, okay? Number one, regardless of whatever happens with this show, and I do mean this when I say this, The Real Housewives of Atlanta will go down in history as the best housewives ever. Ever. What that show has done to submit themselves in pop culture, regardless if this season, next season, or the next 20, whatever it does, good, bad, or different, it will never, ever taint the legacy that this show has. It just won't. We're talking about the parodies, the memes, the gifts, the sound bites, the sayings. This show will always be super special to our hearts, especially mine, for the reasons that you all know of. There was a lot riding on this season premiere because unfortunately in this world, things get built up so that people can find ways to tear it down. Okay? Consistently, consecutively, The Real Housewives of Atlanta broke ratings records, was the #1 show not only for the network, but for the entire franchise of The Real Housewives. It birthed Nene Leakes, Sheree Whitfield, and Kim Zolciak. Okay? It then birthed Kenya Moore, Porsha, Phaedra, Candy, Cynthia Bailey. We're talking about icons in their very own individual right. Okay? This show has been great for them. It has been great for me. And it also has been great for you all as audience members. This show used to be the one that, baby, you would end brunch early because at 8 o'clock on a Sunday, you would leave the drag show. You would leave. The drag brunches are a thing on a Sunday, no less. Because you was rushing home with your friends. Y'all would leave the bottomless mimosas on the table. And a friend group would rush home on Sunday nights to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta at 8 o'clock. And that was sort of like your nightcap for the weekend. The moment that show came off at 9 o'clock, you realize, let me get ready for work the next day. Let me go home. let me not get a hangover. You know, you wanted to make sure that you saw that show at 8 o'clock. And things happen, and we don't have to get into that. But a lot of people counted the show out. I am somebody who was always very honest about things I liked or didn't like. That's the privilege of having this platform and the privilege of being a part of a very successful show. For the past couple of seasons, there were good moments, and like in any situation, there was bad moments, right? And then there was great casting decisions, and then there were not so great casting decisions. But fundamentally, the brand was synonymous with success and legacy. So we lost a lot of the people I mentioned 5 minutes ago who are not a part of the show. And then the magic, we all felt the magic was gone. Okay? Even the cast felt the magic was gone. Okay? So we all were in this together. The show went on a hiatus for a year to get things right. Porsha came back and we're like, okay, it's a step in the right direction. We have an esteemed journalist. Hey, Porsha, we have an esteemed journalist. Carlos, be serious for a chance. Okay, we have an esteemed journalist who went to the Barbara Walters School of Journalism. Okay, returning to the show. And we were like, okay, it's a step in the right direction. And Kenya icon legend Moore coming back. We got two women who I said for the longest time shifted the temperature of the Real Housewives when they both came in season 5. When Kenya and Porsha came in season 5, I wasn't working that season. I was at home watching, and I'm like, these two are fantastic. So the fact that we had two women who are arch rivals come back together to lead the ship of this soft reboot of season 16. And then we heard about New Girl, Shamia, and Cynthia being a friend of, and we're like, okay, let's see what happens. And then, you know, the father of what happened with Kenya not being a part of the show, we were like, what's happening to this show? What's going on now? Like, in the words of Tyra Banks, we're rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. What's happening? We're nervous. And then you kind of heard nothing. You're like, I don't hear anything happening on the show. Is that good or bad? Nonetheless, what happened as I watch the entirety of season 16 premiere, y'all know me, I'm very honest. I'm a little too honest, which is why people get mad at me, child, because I'm like, I can't lose my credibility for telling my truth. It's my truth. It's my opinion. Expert opinion, albeit my opinion. So I'm going to be very honest here when I say this. And I don't need your mean tweets. I don't need y'all to read me. I don't need a video with my name plastered in the thumbnail. I don't need none of that. I'm here to be honest with my raindrops and the listeners and the cast and the producers and everybody involved. I, Carlos King, am here to say that the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 was a 10 out of a 10. Bitch, we are back. I can literally cry right now. And I mean this. That premiere, excuse my French, that premiere was the shit. I smiled the entire Oh my God, I'm about to cry. Carlos King crying on camera by yourself is weird. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. This is the thing. I know how much pressure that the producers and the cast had, and everybody involved had to make this show great. I'm telling y'all on some real shit, this was a 10 out of a 10. A plus, 10s across the board. I loved this premiere. And not only did I love this premiere, in the words of Mariah Hawk, I love all the girls. I actually, we're gonna be real. I love all the girls. I I I love all the girls. There's not one girl. I'm here for all the girls. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't think I was going to be. I'm being real. I was like, cause you know, you see things on I'm about to tell you my business. You see things on social media, little snippets here and there. And one of my friends text me, "Are you seeing this S?" Well, I'm saying an initial after I said the F word, the S word. One of my friends, a girl, text me after some moment was not leaked, captured. There we go. Some moment was captured, and one of my girls text me, "You see this shit? This shit is so declassé." And I was like, "Don't say that. That's not nice." But then, you know, you're sort of like, I'm a little nervous. What's going on here? But I love all the girls. I love all the girls. And Carlos King, do not cry. I will say this, and I'm going to move on. And I'm not biased when I say this. I miss Kenya. I'm going to miss Kenya, is what I meant to say. I am going to miss Kenya. Not every reality star has this ability to where the camera loves them. And when it comes to her, the camera loves her. And as I was watching the episode, I got a little emotional because I'm like, damn, we know ultimately we're not going to see her for the entire season. And whether you're a Kenya fan or not, Team Twirl or not, you can't deny the star power that woman has. She's a polarizing figure. And to see her with Drew Sidora was fun. To see her at Shamia's party was fantastic. I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss her. And I'm not saying that because we're friends in real life. I'm going to miss her. You can't deny her star power. Just like you can't deny Shamia is that bitch, honey. Let's have a real conversation. I have known Shamia. I met Shamia season 6 or 7. I don't remember. Maybe 6. Maybe 6. I came back to the show season 6. So I think I met Shamia season 6. Shamia, if I met you season 5, I'm sorry, child. No, because Porsha came on season 5. So I met Shamia season 6. And I'm gonna be very real. And it's funny because Shamia ran into me, not ran into me. Me and Shamia ran into each other at the Atlanta Hawks game a few months ago. And we've always been cool and friendly. You know, I love all the girls. And she said to me, "Do you like me?" And I said, "Yeah, I like you." Like, what do you mean? And she said, "I never thought you liked me." And I said, "You didn't?" She said, "No, because you know, you would give all of Carlos to the girls." And I said, "Well, no shade to you, Shamia. Those girls were main cast members." Like, if Porsha needs me, I gotta be there. If Kenya calls me, I gotta go. And Cynthia called, like, when the housewives call me, honey, I don't see nobody else but the girls. And I said, no, listen, I don't, when I'm in work mode, I focus on my cast. And because you weren't a main cast member, no disrespect to you or shade to you, I was focused on my cast. My cast knows when I'm in work mode, I focus on them. I have tunnel vision. I don't see nobody. I see my girls. And I said, I never not liked you. And I said, but I'm looking forward to seeing you. And one thing about Shamia, she was very humble. I didn't know Shamia had it like that. Shamia is, let me tell you something, baby. Shamia is wealthy. I I I lived in Atlanta. I've hung out with Shamia and the girls. I did not know Shamia was wealthy. She never showcased that. Even the thing about Shamia, which is fantastic, she's very nice and sweet and humble, and she's everybody's best friend, but she doesn't like, she's not showy by any means. Shamia's house will go down in history as the best house I've ever seen on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That house with the elevator, I have a cute closet in my home. Not here. I also have a cute closet. It's called my closet. Not the one up here. This is temporary, child. And no, the applicant did not kick me out. I still own the home, honey. I'm just going through a transition. I have a nice closet. Baby, it's nothing compared to Shamia's. The elevator, the wallpaper. Shamia's wealth is so, I can't even describe the epicness of Shamia's debut. And I've been around Shamia. Season 6 was 10 years. I've been around Shamia for 10 fucking years. And I didn't know my girl was dripping in platinum. The fact that Gerald runs HVACs, you mean to tell me Carlos King has to own his production company, create shows and pitch them and sell them, have a podcast that he owns, my investments, all of these things. You mean to tell me I got to do all this and my man's Gerald is putting HVACs in airports? I tell people all the time, there's so much wealth and richness in this world. You don't have to be an athlete, an entertainer, a performer. That's why I don't subscribe to, like, oh my gosh, what I'm gonna do. No. You can figure something out. Y'all be dissing trade school, tech, like, please. Gerald does HVAC in airports. And my man's has a house that is worth $9 million. I'm only saying that because they said it, child. Now look, it's the wealth for me. It's the humble brag for me. Shout out to Cynthia and Crystal podcast. I didn't know Shamia was that girl. Let's have a real conversation. We're gonna have a real conversation tonight. I did not know Shamia was that girl. I lived in Atlanta for a very long time. I moved to Atlanta because I cared so much about the Housewives of Atlanta that I was like, in order for me to make this show great, and to like really um put my touch to it, I said, I'm going to be the first executive producer who's going to live in Atlanta. Because in order for this show to be great, I had to be, I'm being real. I said, I have to be them. I have to get to know them. I have to study them. I have to be an Atlanta person. And I left New York City, no shade, because New York City was, it still is great. I left New York City to move to Atlanta because I said I have to understand these girls. I have to understand this world. I have to understand the culture of Atlanta. I have to be. I'm the first Black man to executive produce a Real Housewives franchise. There's so much pressure on me to make this show great. I have to be these girls. I gotta be one of the girls. What am I gonna do? So I moved to Atlanta. So in Atlanta, there is a, 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 Atlanta's very cliquish. And without saying names, there are different sectors of girl cliques. And there's three girl cliques in Atlanta. And it's different tiers of the girl cliques. Okay? I'm not gonna say much. Shamia is a part of one of these girl cliques. Okay? I didn't know that Shamia was the richest one. I didn't know that. Shamia, and Shamia, if you're watching, I know you are. Hey, Shamia. Hey, Gerald. I'm all about playing the game of like, you know, I get that. You played it too well, baby. I didn't. Your humility needs to be studied at Clark Atlanta University or Spelman. I have never in my years met a wealthy person involved in cliques and plays backseat to all the girls in the clique. I've never seen that before. Because the girl cliques I know across all the worlds, not just reality worlds. I'm talking about Black Hollywood. I'm talking about Hollywood. I'm talking about your boy knows the girls. I have never seen a girl who has more money play background singer. It was giving FETs. I, 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 I didn't know that. I love Shamia Scene, her family. Shamia is so damn beautiful. Shamia is fun. I love her confessionals. Um, I love her relationship with Gerald. Shamia being the dot connector shocked the shit out of me. I said, wait a minute. Shamia knows all the girls? When they put that graph, and Shamia was connecting the dots, I'm like, what in the Kyle Richards is going on here? Shamia knows all the girls? I said, wait a second. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Hold up. What are you telling me without telling me? Now that's now that's listen, baby. I have produced reality TV for almost 20 years. I know when I'm being told something without being told something. Let's let's have a real conversation. I said, oh, oh, got it. The assignment is understood. I have picked up what you threw at me. Got it. Yeah, I'm here for Shamia. I call Shamia, so me and Shamia are cool. So when I'm around Shamia, I call Shamia Shamessi. Shamessi. Because my experience with Shamia on the show, Shamia will drop the bone and get the hell on. Baby, Shamia would drop that bone, baby, and get the hell on. I'm like, where's Shamia go, child? Baby, there's Marlo Hampton, and there was Shamia dropping the bone. There's Marlo Hampton, and there was Shamia, baby. Shamia came in with her chilling off saying, boop, 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 bow, bow. Pom poms and everything. I didn't know Shamia was like that girl. I'm being real. I had no idea Shamia was that girl. Shamia, you didn't tell the world you were that girl. This needs to be studied. And I need to know, Shamia, I think we need to talk. I'm going to ask Shamia, do y'all want Shamia on my podcast? I have one. I'm not gonna say it here because, child, y'all know people love to watch my videos and claim they don't. um, and take my shit and make a child. So I have a very important question for Shamia, and I'm gonna ask it because I need to know, baby, and I'm gonna find out. Okay, so that was Shamia. Okay, so Porsha opened up the episode, giving us what's going on between her and Simon. And listen, it was such a joy to see my girl Porsha back. Y'all know I love Porsha. Hey, Porsha, fellow journalist. Um, it was so because I attended the wedding, and I know there's tons of conversation, dialogue about the authenticity of Porsha and Simon's wedding. The only thing I'm able to share with you guys by me being there, I told you guys before, I've only met Simon once, and that was at the wedding, right? I've known Porsha since season 6, and I love some Porsha, and I know Porsha very well. I was there at the wedding, the Nigerian one. It was me, Giselle Bryant, my ex-African. It was me, Giselle, and the ex, okay? In our African garb, supporting our friend Porsha. And when Porsha came down the aisle, she was in tears. Porsha was crying so heavy, she had to fan herself, and her bridesmaids had to fan herself. And Shamia was a bridesmaid because Porsha obviously did not want to get her makeup ruined. But I say all that to say Porsha was emotional. She's marrying a man she loves. So when people are talking about the validity of their marriage, I'm like, I was a witness to it, literally a witness. And Porsha is not Angela Bassett. Like, Porsha wasn't acting on her wedding day. Porsha wasn't in love with that man. She loved that man. She loved him. And I need y'all to understand that. And to see that my girl had to go through so much, I felt horrible for her. I felt horrible for Porsha. Now that we have a greater understanding of the fact that they had an argument on Valentine's Day and things came out about his citizenship and how when they would travel, Simon will always have to go to a different area to check his, passport, citizenship, whatever. Like she said, it will always happen. And she would just be like, why is this happening? The best thing Porsha did was set herself up for success in the event, hey Tisha, in the event that something was going to happen that could put her in the poorhouse. And it's a telltale sign for women who marry rich, wealthy, powerful men. Regardless of his wealth. And the good thing with Porsha is Porsha has her own money. Porsha is rich in her own right. Porsha is self-made rich. And we all need to celebrate that as well. Okay? The best thing Porsha did was the fact that she set herself up for the possibility that something could go awry, because what she did say in her scene with Randy Kessler was in her first marriage, things weren't in her favor. And she pretty much, her words not mine, was allegedly put out and didn't have much to show for it, right? So the fact that she was able to learn from that lesson and apply it in her second marriage was the smartest thing she could have done. To see her cry with Randy was so sad, because let's have a real conversation. When Porsha announced her return, she was still married to Simon. I remember the day she announced it. She wore this beautiful yellow blazer and she had a bust down, my favorite. I love Porsha in a bust down. Go naked, hair. And she said, who said that? Who said that? Who said Porsha Williams was coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta? No, baby, Porsha Gubadia was. Y'all remember that? She was happily married at the time. And we all, including me, was like, oh, bitch, we're about to see how an African princess lives her life. You know, we saw the houses and them on the jet skis. And we were like, bitch, we're about to see Porsha living her African princess life. We all was like, what a great way to open up the show. So to see that, I want to say weeks after that announcement is when we learned she filed for divorce. So I'm sure it had to be tough, because I remember so when I came back to the show season 6, Porsha learned months ago at the reunion on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, that her ex-husband, well, her husband at the time, filed for divorce. And she found out on social media. So when we started season 6, Porsha was dealing with a divorce. And it was devastating for her. Devastating to film and to deal with the divorce and to figure out your life and all this other stuff. So I know it had to be painful for her to do that again. Circumstances different, meaning thank God she had everything in place properly. Shout out to Porsha's team as well. But I'm sure it had to be difficult for her. I'm sure it had to be. But it was, I looked at that moment, those two scenes, how she opened up the show and her scene with Randy Kessler, as a telltale sign of like, ladies, you got to get your shit in order when you get married. The way Porsha did, you don't want to think that the man you're marrying is not going to be your man forever. But what you have to do is put yourself in place just in case. And I'm happy she did that. Okay, now, let's get into the scene with Britt Edie, Kelly, and Shamessi. Let's talk about Kelly and Britt. Let's start with Kelly first. Come here. Bitch, I like Kelly. I I love Kelly. Kelly, I, I'm a baby. Again, it's still early. It's still early. But that Kelly got something. It's too early to see if she has the I and the T. Okay. There may be a JKLMNOP. We don't know yet. So the I and the T together is too early for me to give you that, Kelly. But what I will give you, you have the I. Now, by episode 10, we're going to figure out if the T matches it. Okay? But as of today, you got the I. You got the I. Kelly, the thing with Kelly that I'm like low key obsessed with, like on the lowest key, Alicia keys low, piano, is her mannerisms. Kelly's confidence, the way she talks, and Kelly's like this. Yeah, so you know what's going on, and like, oh my god, like Kelly. I'm like, damn, Kelly. Kelly's like, the way she was at that dinner table with Shamesi and Britt, she's like, yeah. Like, the jaws are good. You know what I'm saying? She got good jaws, good bone structure. You know what I'm saying? The makeup was good. She got the right, like, Kelly's a baddie. Kelly's a baddie. Um, Kelly looks like she should have been on the Flintstones. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause she's so little, and gorgeous and like animated. I'm gonna call you Kelly Flintstone. I love her. She's so animated. She's like, what's that Flintstone character Halle Berry played in the movie? That's who Kelly is. Kelly is the what's her name? I am in my 40s, so I don't have kids. So, but I'm a journalist. Hey, Porsha, let me make sure I get this right. Okay, Halle Berry played Halle Berry played a woman named Miss Sharon Stone. Okay, that's who Kelly is, and Kelly's like that Flintstone character. Okay, so Kelly Flintstone child and her facial expressions. Um, she's a boss. She's successful. Kelly, damn. Um, Kelly just oozes appeal, and you could tell she's messy, but and we'll get to the white party, Shamia's party. You could tell she's messy, but I like Kelly. I like Kelly. I like Kelly a whole lot. I like Kelly. Kelly's it. Kelly's it. I like the way she moves. I like the way she sort of like talks. I like her actions. I like her success. I love all things Kelly Flintstone. I like her. Let's get to Britt Edie, honey. Let's get to Britt. Let's have a real conversation. And y'all know I'm gonna be honest. I fuck with Britt too. I fuck with Britt. I like Britt. I, I like Britt. I'm sorry. I like Britt. Britt is okay. So we got Kelly Flintstone, Shamesi. Britt is Britt reminds me of the '90s era. of video vixens. The way she purrs, when like Kelly gives you, Britt gives you the way Britt had that diamond necklace or whatever like that, and her breast was out. Britt gives you like, you know, like stand in attention. Like Britt gives you like boss and boobs, honey. Britt, your name is Boss and Boobs, child. That's Britt, honey. Britt is Boss and Boobs. BBB, baby. Not Bad Business Bureau, honey. Is Britt, Boss, and Boobs. Because that's what she gave in that scene, baby. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was here for it. 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 Now, when she dropped that tea about Dennis giving her necklace, now look, one thing about Carlos King, now that I'm single in my 40s, and God has blessed me with a great life that he gets all the credit for, I'm just here to be a vessel to make people's dreams come true. That's all I'm here for. Carlos King and by no man a diamond necklace for a first date. Now, I may spend on a first date, the most I spent on a guy on a first date was maybe $2,000. But it wasn't a gift. It was, we had dinner and saw a show and, had car service. Like, I'm that guy to do that on a first date. I'm not buying no dude some jewelry on the first date. I ain't doing that. So the fact that the hot dog king from Detroit, what up, Dennis? But the fact that the hot dog king from the D allegedly bought Britt a necklace. Was it real diamonds, Britt? I listen, Detroit players. One thing about us Detroit men, we're gonna take care of you. We will take care of you. And we will show you a good time. I don't know too many Detroit players, though, Britt, who's buying a real diamond necklace on the first date. Did you get it appraised? Was it real diamonds? Did Britt, you were younger at the time. Did you understand carats or cubic zirconia? These are things we need to know, BBB. Like Britt, Boss and Boobs. What was it given? We need to see this necklace, Britt. I'm not saying Britt isn't telling the truth. Because I'll be shocked if she's lying about it in her first scene. Because that's a horrible way to introduce yourself. I just don't see Dennis buying you a real diamond necklace on the first date. Now, maybe the first month anniversary, I don't see it happening. Now, we need to talk about Kelly and Britt bringing up Porsha's situation. Now, one of the things that I can say to you guys, as somebody who knows all the girls, who loves all the girls, and who are all the girls' confidant, when it comes to my girls, I have a rule. And y'all know I know everybody, and everybody confides in me. I don't mix my girls together. It's a recipe for disaster. I'm cool with some girls who don't like each other. I'm cool with some girls who talk shit about each other. The one thing I don't do, I don't get involved. There's a difference between gossiping and venting. My girls vent to me about an issue they have with the girls. Well, Carlos, I know that's one of my girls, I'm not going to say who. Let's say she lives in Atlanta. One of my girls will say this to me. Well, I know that's your friend, Carlos. And I'll be like, yep, and she is. Mm-hmm. And if you want to vent, vent. But I'm not going to engage in a conversation. I will listen and I will sit there and be like, I will say my opinion if it's right or wrong, right? Like, so and so did this to me. And I'll be like, well, that's your side of the story. And if that's true on your side, that was wrong. I need to hear the other woman's side. So what Shamia did tonight, Shamia was put in a very difficult situation because Porsha has been her best friend since they were 16. I believe that's the age. And we're going to get to the scene at the end. It's very difficult to be in the middle when the girls get along. Now, Shamia, I'm going to tell you just based on the scene. Okay? This is based on the scene. At the end of the day, you just met these girls. Now, I don't know the dynamic between you and Porsha. We saw something tonight, and I'm going to talk about that too. I think Shamia and Porsha, they're around the same age. So you've known Porsha for 24, over 20 years. You may have known these girls for 20 minutes when the producer said, I'm teasing Shamia. You've known Kelly and Britt maybe for 20 days. Okay, fine, 20 weeks. No shade, Shamia. You've known Kelly and Britt maybe for 20 weeks. Now, the good thing you did, dude, I'm gonna get to the tricky part. It was tricky, and I know you were caught in a rock and a hard place. The good thing is you did not join in on the gossip. So I'm proud of you for that. What's tricky though is if I'm friends with somebody for 25 years and somebody I just met 20 weeks ago is making jokes about my friend of 20 plus years, I would be like, hey, no shade to you. I like you, but let's do this. When it comes to her, my friend 20 plus years, just do me a favor. Just don't talk about her. That's just me. That's just me. Just don't. If we're cool with that, we can move on. That's what I would have said. I have said that. I have told somebody like, hey, look, because I have a really close friend for like over 20 years. And one time somebody said something bad about her, and I said, hey, that's my girl. And you my girl. But that's family. And I'm not here to dispute your feelings. What I am saying though is like, yo, talk shit about her to somebody else. But I can't sit across a we were at a table. I said I can't sit across the table from you. You talking shit. It's one thing if you had a question. You low key talking shit. And Kelly had the question. Why you said that man? But we all know what that means, and it was messy. And I would have preferred if Shamia would have said, hey, that's family. So like, don't talk about family. And also, just so you know, on some real shit, because I'm a real person and a real friend, just so you know, you now put me in a position where I'm going to tell her what you said. So that I don't look messy. Now, when they went to do that pickup scene, I'm teasing. So when we saw that scene of Kelly coming 3 hours early to Shamia's party, and Shamia's like, I told Porsha what you said. I'm like, okay. I felt that was a way of being like, okay, Shamia ain't that messy. Shamia did tell Porsha off camera. So that's why I was like, okay, Shamia, that was the right thing to do. So kudos to Shamia. See? But I like to nip things in the bud. But at the end of the day, Shamia did tell Porsha off camera and told Kelly on camera, I told Porsha what you said. So the good thing that Shamia did do, she did tell Kelly, like, this is what I did. And that was great because Shamia isn't a rock in a hard place. But in my opinion, and we're going to see what happens the rest of the season. In my opinion, you know how they say bros before? I just feel like if you my day one since we were 16, I don't care. Me and this chick go at it. It's like having siblings. Like me and my sister, we be going at it. One time, me and my sister didn't speak for 6 months because she was wrong. I'm teasing. I said, you wrong. I'm joking. I mean, we didn't talk for a minute. Uh, but that's my sister. And nobody can talk about my sister to me. I don't care. Me and this girl ain't speaking right now. That's my sister. So that's how I felt. Okay. So at the party's beautiful. Angela Oakley arrives. I love Angela Oakley. She's gorgeous. Charles Oakley is handsome. I love that he told her to fix the lace front because some of you girls in Atlanta, this is no shade. Some of you girls in Atlanta, we got to work on the lace front. No shade. No shade. Because Atlanta be hot in the summertime. So we got to make sure the glue sticks, ladies. Okay? So I appreciated that Charles said, my wife in her first scene on this show ain't about to look crazy. So when she went to the bathroom, child, to fix the baby hair, the lace front, I loved it. I thought Angela was great. I want to see more of her. I felt we didn't get much, but I like her. Now, Kenya and Britt, talk about foreshadowing. Now, Britt, I do like you. I did feel like you tried to have a moment with Kenya. That's my opinion. I do like you, though. Because I didn't think Kenya did anything wrong to me. And Kenya, yes, Kenya's my friend, but my raindrops know I tell Kenya to her face, that wasn't nice. That was wrong, Kenya. Maybe y'all could disagree with me. I didn't think Kenya did anything wrong. I think Kenya was asking a question just based on like the ring and like, oh, is this your second marriage? Because I don't see the proper ring was getting clean. I think Kenya was justified. I didn't think Kenya. Listen, we all know when Kenya Moore is being messy. We've watched her for 11 years. We know when Kenya wants to set it off Vivica. I just didn't feel like Kenya was being messy. I didn't feel that way. And I felt, I'm being real, I felt Kelly, no shade, as she should. She's a new, listen, when you a new housewife or new reality star, if you see a moment happen, latch onto it. No shade. She did what she was supposed to do. So this ain't a diss to Britt. Britt did exactly what she was supposed to do. She saw a moment, she grabbed onto it, and she tried to make it one. That's what you are supposed to do. So I'm not mad at Britt for doing that. I'm just saying I didn't think what Kenya did was wrong. I thought Kenya was being honest. But Brent tried to get a moment, and it fell flat because Kenya said, oh, I'm sorry, girl, like whatever. And whatever. Now, Shamia party is off the chain. The Rolls Royce. Now, the hottest topic of conversation is Porsha being late at Shamia's party. If you know Porsha, Porsha's late to everything. Porsha, okay. The thing with Porsha is this. Porsha knows. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion, and y'all can disagree with me and read me, and that's fine. Porsha knows that this first all-cast event, hey Tisha, that this first all-cast event is important. And Porsha wanted to make sure she looked amazing. Okay? Not only that, she was going to face Drew Sidora, who was working with her baby daddy. I like Drew Sidora. Drew Sidora, this is my opinion, and you're more than welcome to come on Reality with the King to talk about it. I felt that Drew Sidora, Dennis is known for a lot of things. Producing was not something we knew he was known for. He's known for hot dogs. He's the hot dog king of Atlanta. You working with Dennis, to me, watching the show, I felt you wanted the smoke. You wanted this storyline. You knew what you were doing. Drew, in my opinion, I felt like Drew Sidora knew exactly what she was doing, working with Dennis. There is so many producers in Atlanta. You got Polo Don, Jazzy Faye, Jermaine Dupri. There are so many producers in Atlanta, and you chose Dennis? You chose Dennis to work on your music career, who just so happens to be the baby daddy of Porsha. And you mean to tell me you didn't think anything was wrong with that? Okay. So, Drew, we'll get to that at the end. So, going back to Porsha, Porsha looked amazing. When Porsha has an important event, and this is me working with Porsha for years, Porsha gonna be late, child. She gonna be late. A lot of people think Porsha was late on purpose. I didn't see it that way. And listen, I understand that I know these girls better than a lot of people. I didn't see Porsha being late as a diss to Shamia. I didn't see that. I believe if there was no cameras, and okay, there's two thoughts here. In Atlanta, because this is only in Atlanta. This does not happen in New York City, Los Angeles, Houston, Dubai. This only happens in Atlanta. When these girls, without no cameras, have girl events, they dress up as if there are going to be cameras around. That's just the Atlanta culture. The Atlanta girls will hire the makeup artist, the hairstylist, and the fashion stylist to look good to be in someone's house. Drinking St. Ides and eating off a charcuterie board. These girls don't have on eyelashes to be at a house party. That's Atlanta culture. These girls go to the opening of an envelope in Atlanta. It's no shade. That's the Atlanta culture. These girls make up excuses to have an event. Oh my gosh, girl, what happened, girl? I'm throwing me a party, girl. What we celebrating? Girl, we celebrate the fact that your girl got OT at the job. You know what I'm saying? I got overtime at my job. Oh, girl, what we doing? Girl, I'm about to have a girls' night. Make sure you look good. You know what I'm saying? That's Atlanta culture. It is what it is. That's Atlanta. The girls go to the opening of an envelope in Atlanta. And then what they do is this. Do I have it here? So when you're at an Atlanta event, hey, Tisha, the girls walk around like this with no cameras. This is real. I know Atlanta. I had to move there for the show. So in Atlanta, the girls walk around with this. Oh my gosh, girl, how you doing, girl? Girl, I'm good, girl. Yes, girl. Let's get a picture, girl. Oh my God. Like, we got to stuff at the gram. Oh my God. Girl, yes. So wait, what we celebrating? You got overtime at work? I know that's right, girl. Boss chicks. Yes, honey. Yes. We don't need no men. Girl, yes. Girl, let me go over here and get the St. Eyes. Child, hold on 1 second, baby. That's what the girls do. So I didn't think Porsha was late because of Shamia. Y'all, a lot of y'all believe that Porsha was trying to steal Shamia's moment. I didn't see it that way. That's the Atlanta culture. The girls are late. I think what Porsha did, giving Shamia a hug, was to show how proud she was of her. I didn't see it that she wanted her moment. I didn't see it that way. And I would tell y'all some true shit. I promise you, I did not see it that way. It definitely looked that way just based on how the other girls were reacting to it. And I do feel like based on that moment, it's sort of like, are we going to see Shamia and Porsha friendship take a slow dip? As I was watching the first episode, I'm like, I feel like I'm being told that something's about to happen between Porsha and Shamia. That's what I got from it. Like something's about to happen, some collision. Did y'all get that too? I was like, are they setting things up for us to get Porsha versus Shamia that's coming down the road? The wrong road, the railroad, but some road, baby. It appears some friction is going to happen. And I truly have not asked anybody because I want to watch this season like you guys and be surprised. So I don't know, but it looked like to me that we're about to witness Porsha and Shamia have friction in their friendship. We saw a little bit in the trailer, but this episode to me was like, oh, we really about to get it. We about to get something. Okay. Now, Porsha versus Drew Sidora. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see it. Porsha, first of all, that blazer, Porsha gave y'all these too. Porsha was like, hi. Baby, Porsha was like, hey. When that Kelly, Porsha and Kelly's like, yeah, so like, girl, why you still that woman's man? Here go Porsha. Hi, what's your name? Who are you? Do I know you? Your name is Kelly what? It was giving Sheree. Remember Sheree's epic line? Whatever happened to hi? How are you? Whatever happened to customer service, right? I know Porsha. Porsha clocked that T. Porsha said, girl, you want a moment. And Kelly did. We're gonna be real. Just because you can clock the T doesn't mean you're dissing them. Kelly, rightfully so, wanted a moment. And what better moment to have than with Porsha? Because Porsha gonna give it back. Porsha clocked in and said, girl, this is the first night of shooting. I'll give it to you later, maybe. I don't know yet. And then when Portia's talking to Britt's like, yeah, so, and Portia's like, I'm actually over this conversation. Because Porsha was like, I'm here to clock Drew Sidora. And that's it. So Kelly moment flopped, unfortunately. Just like Britt's moment flopped with Kenya. Porsha and Kenya are the OGs. So the two new girls, I'm telling you how this works. You got the OGs, Porsha and Kenya. You got the two new Gs, right? The two new gangsters, Britt and Kelly Flintstone. Okay? So Kelly Flintstone tried to get a moment with Porsha, and Porsha said, girl, bye. And then you had you had Kenya and you had BBB. And Kenya said, girl, I'm sorry. Let's move on. Right? Because that's what happens. But Porsha's focus was getting Drew Sidora together. And when I say to you, I can't wait to see what happens. I really did enjoy this episode. I feel like we are going to experience an amazing season of Atlanta. Shout out to Porsha and Kenya for leading the ship. I would have loved to see some confessionals with Kenya, but I know I wish we had some confessionals with Kenya, but whatever. But shout out to Porsha and Kenya, the OGs, and shout out to the new girls. You guys are making your mark. Shout out to Drew Sidora as well, and Cynthia Bailey. I'm here for it. 10 out of a 10. Congratulations. Happy birthday. The Real Housewives of Atlanta is back and better than ever.